Here are the most cursed situations from my life. Number 1. How I became the guy whose dog stole a veteran's leg. We're going to start off with one of the most humiliating situations I've ever been in, when one perfect Saturday morning turned into a 20-minute chase through a field of horrified families, while my golden retriever paraded a stolen prosthetic limb like a trophy. So picture this. It's May 16th, 2021. I'm at Riverside Park with my dog Charlie, a 4-year-old golden retriever who has absolutely zero concept of personal boundaries or social awareness. Beautiful weather, families everywhere, picnic blankets spread out across the grass, kids running around with kites. Just a totally normal Saturday morning where nothing could possibly go wrong. Now, Charlie is what dog trainers would call extremely friendly, and what normal people would call a complete psychopath with boundary issues. This dog has been kicked out of 2 different doggy daycares for being too enthusiastic. Not aggressive, just relentlessly, exhaustingly social. He once broke through a screen door because he heard a UPS truck 3 blocks away and wanted to say hello. That's the energy level we're dealing with here. I've got Charlie off-leash in the designated dog area, which, in hindsight, was my first catastrophic mistake. And he's doing his usual thing where he sprints in enormous circles for no reason, checks in with me every 30 seconds, then sprints off again, like he's training for some kind of golden retriever Olympics. Everything is fine. Everything is under control. I'm standing there with my coffee, feeling like a responsible dog owner. But things begin to sour. About 40 feet away from me, there's this guy sitting on a bench. Mid-50s, military haircut, wearing cargo shorts and a Marines t-shirt. He's got his prosthetic leg off and sitting next to him on the bench while he adjusts the socket liner, which, apparently, is a normal thing people do when the fit isn't comfortable. The leg is just sitting there, shoes still on it, sock pulled up. Looks completely real except for the fact that it's detached from a human body. Charlie sees this. Now, here's what you need to understand about golden retrievers. They were bred specifically to have what's called a soft mouth, meaning they can carry delicate waterfowl in their jaws without crushing it. This is normally a good thing. It means your dog won't destroy every toy in 15 seconds. But it also means that when Charlie decides something is his new favorite object in the entire world, he can grab it and run without damaging it, which makes the chase significantly longer because he's not going to accidentally drop it or break it and lose interest. I watch in slow motion as Charlie's brain makes a series of catastrophically bad decisions. He stops running. He stares at the bench. His head tilts, and I can see the exact moment the thought forms. That thing smells like a person, looks like a toy, and is just sitting there unsupervised. This is clearly a gift from the universe specifically for him. I try to call him. Charlie, come. He looks at me. He looks at the leg. He looks back at me. And then he makes his move. He doesn't sprint. He trots over casually, like he's just saying hello. And before the guy on the bench can even process what's happening, Charlie gently picks up the entire prosthetic leg in his mouth and takes off at a full gallop across the park. The guy yells something I can't quite hear, but the tone is very clear. I drop my coffee, I start running, and Charlie, my beautiful stupid boy, thinks this is the greatest game we've ever played. See, here's the thing about dogs and the concept of theft. They don't have it. When you chase a dog who's stolen something, they don't think, oh no, I'm in trouble. They think, holy shit, my owner wants to play keep away, and they're really committed to it this time. Every time I get close, Charlie does this thing where he stops, drops into a play bow with the leg still in his mouth, and then launches himself in a completely different direction the second I reach for him. We are now running through an active picnic area. I'm hurdling over blankets. I'm dodging toddlers. There's a family trying to set up a portable grill, and I nearly take out their entire setup. Someone's dog starts chasing Charlie, which turns this into a multi-dog situation. A kid eating a popsicle starts crying because the scary running man just sprinted past her at full speed. This is a disaster of exponential proportions. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, everyone can see exactly what Charlie has in his mouth because the prosthetic still has the shoe on and the sock. So from a distance, it looks like my dog has stolen and is now actively parading around with a human leg. The social horror of this moment is difficult to overstate. I can hear people gasping. Someone yells, "Oh my God!" A woman pulls her kid closer to her like I'm actively dangerous. The guy on the bench is trying to hop after us on one leg while shouting increasingly creative threats about what he's going to do to my dog. No, I want you to understand the physics of what's happening here. A modern lower limb prosthetic weighs between 3 and 5 pounds. That's a completely manageable carry weight for a 65-pound golden retriever. The internal structure is made of titanium, so it's not going to break no matter how much Charlie thrashes it around. But the outside cosmetic shell? That's made of this lifelike silicone skin that costs thousands of dollars and is absolutely getting shredded by dog teeth right now. I'm running out of breath. Charlie is not. This dog does this for 4 hours a day. I do this never. The endurance disparity here is humiliating. I try everything. I try the stern voice. "Charlie, drop it!" Nothing. I try the excited voice. "Charlie, do you want a treat?" He doesn't care. Treats are nothing compared to the glory of this moment. I try stopping and calling him, thinking maybe if I'm not chasing, he'll get bored. He runs another 30 feet away and sits down to chew on the foot. People are filming this. I can see phones out. This is going to be viral content. I'm going to be the guy whose dog stole a leg. That's my legacy now. Then it gets worse. Charlie runs toward the pond. There's a decorative pond in the center of the park with ducks and a little stone border, and he is heading directly for it with the leg still locked in his jaws. If that prosthetic has a microprocessor knee joint and it absolutely looks expensive enough to have one, then water is going to short-circuit the whole thing and turn a $5,000 mistake into a $50,000 mistake. I do the only thing I can think of. I sprint to the snack cart near the pond, slap down a 20, grab 2 hot dogs and run back toward Charlie while frantically waving processed meat over my head like I'm trying to summon a food-motivated god. Charlie stops. He's standing in 3 inches of pond water. The prosthetic is still in his mouth, but he's not moving. He's staring at the hot dogs. I can see his brain doing the math. Stolen leg equals infinite joy. But hot dogs equal also infinite joy. This is a genuine dilemma for him. I crouch down. I make my voice as calm and friendly as possible, even though I'm sweating through my shirt and pretty sure I'm about to pass out. I say, "Charlie, buddy, do you want the hot dogs? I'm holding them out." He takes 1 step toward me. The guy from the bench is behind me now. He's on crutches. He's understandably very upset. A crowd has formed. There are at least 15 people watching this negotiation happen. A kid asks his mom why the dog has a robot leg. This is the lowest moment of my entire life. Charlie takes another step, then another. He's 10 feet away, then 5. I toss 1 hot dog to the side. He looks at it, looks back at me. I toss the second hot dog right in front of him. He drops the leg. He eats both hot dogs in 4 seconds. I grab the prosthetic. It's covered in drool. The silicone skin has teeth marks running down the calf. The foot is dented. There's a long scrape across the knee joint that I'm praying is cosmetic and not structural. I turn around and I have to walk back through a crowd of silent, judging families while carrying a wet prosthetic leg in both hands like I'm returning a cursed artifact to its rightful owner. The guy takes it. He does not say thank you. He inspects the damage. He looks at me. He says if the knee joint is broken, you're paying for it. I nod. What else am I going to do? I just let my dog steal a veteran's leg in front of 70 witnesses. I have no moral high ground here. He wipes it down with a towel. He reattaches it. He tests the joint. It clicks. It bends. It apparently still works. He looks at me one more time and says, "Control your dog." Then he leaves. I'm standing there in the middle of the park, soaking wet from pond water, completely out of breath, holding an empty leash because Charlie is now sitting 15 feet away, wagging his tail like he just had the best day of his entire life. A kid walks past me and says, "That was crazy." A woman shakes her head. Someone is definitely still filming. I leash Charlie. We leave. We do not go back to that park. For 6 months. The bill comes a week later. $370 for cosmetic shell repair and a replacement foot cover. I pay it. I write an apology note. I mail both. I get no response. Charlie learns absolutely nothing from this experience. 2 months later, he steals a sandwich out of a man's hand at a different park, and we have to do the whole chase again. But at least that time, it was food and not a medical device, so the social damage was slightly less catastrophic. And that's how one beautiful Saturday morning turned into the day I became permanently banned from being a relaxed dog owner. Every time we go outside now, I have this moment of anxiety where I scan the area for anything Charlie could potentially steal that would ruin my entire reputation. Prosthetics, wheelchairs, crutches, baby strollers. If it's both important and portable, it's a threat. Bro just wanted to play fetch with the forbidden toy and somehow turned me into the neighborhood villain. Zero remorse, just tail wags and the expectation that I should be proud of his retrieval skills. Absolute psychopath behavior.